Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Lance Zerline. You can hear us mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Hey, Lance McCullers, it's not good.
The tendon just isn't where we thought it was going to be. It's not healed yet. So I got, another round of PRP and stem cells, and we're doing rehab right now. And currently I'm feeling good, and the rehab has been going well the last 2 days, and we'll see where we end up.
You know how long you'll be out?
I don't, and that's going to be something that the medical staff and I are going to have to determine just based off of rehab and stuff. But I mean, I'm going to have a good amount of rehab here for at least a couple weeks, and we'll kind of see the next steps. But I have to do a building up process and kind of the whole thing.
It's huge now. The Verlander signing right now, because of where we're at with Lance McCullers, this team, even without Lance McCullers, is still a championship contender.
Are they?
Yeah.
What about if I told you without Carlos?
I still think so.
You think so?
And I'm not sure that there won't be some movement with other moves anyway.
Yeah, I think it's been quiet on the Astros free agency front. I think they're going to do what they usually do, which is Justin Verlander is their centerpiece move. Maybe they get Carlos for a year, maybe they don't. But I think everything from this point forward is going to be very modest free agency moves, and they'll say, this guy, but they were pretty good at finding value for the most part with a lot of these players. I think the question, John, becomes, it's an argument you and I had, well, not an argument, but a discussion. Why should we believe that Justin Verlander at this age and with 2 years of not throwing, for the most part 2 years, he had 1 year, he threw one game in 2020, 2 years of no baseball, basically, for an aging player, 38-year-old. Why should we believe that he's going to come back in the form that was even Lance McCullers at his best last year? Can Justin Verlander still be what Lance McCullers was last year at his very best?
Yes, Justin Verlander can absolutely
and why
be
is
that. I would imagine that they saw him throw before they signed him to the deal. If they didn't, that's silly. We need to see you throw, Justin. We need to see how the ball's coming out of your hand. We need to see you popping. We need to see how fast you're throwing. I would imagine all of these things happen before you're going to give a guy $50 million over the next 2 years. And then the second thing is he's Justin Verlander. He's not just some ordinary pitcher. And you could argue, you know what? A lot of guys come back better from Tommy John. You could argue that the couple of years off might have done him good. I know he's a little bit older, but it's not like he was out, running marathons and just using up his body all that time. Justin Verlander maybe a break is going to help him. I know he's 39 years old, but we've seen guys throwing. For whatever reason now, there's no age limit on sports. Tom Brady coming back, there's no age limit on sports. Guys are unbelievable these days with their nutrition, and Justin Verlander has taken care of his body pretty darn well. So I'm all in. Yes, Justin. So if you're asking me, is Justin Verlander going to be better than Lance McCullers was last year? The answer to me is yes.
What about the same Lance McCullers who had Tommy John and now is missing time again? We're not worried about Justin Verlander at all? Well,
it's rare that you get two Tommy Johns. So just Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers is a big curveball guy too, and I'm not going to be worried about every guy that gets Tommy John just because Lance McCullers had to get a second one. That's the outlier. That's not the norm.
Here's another one for you. Obviously, he chose to sign with the Houston Astros, so this is not an issue. But it became a public topic whenever the Astros kind of didn't want Justin Verlander there. In the playoffs when he hadn't been around all year long. Carlos Correa was going to leave, and now he's coming back. Is there any tension in that locker room if Carlos Correa comes back?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You welcome him back. That's a guy that you went to war with to win a World Series. I literally love Justin Verlander, all of those things. You forgive and forget. Hey, we got 162 games. We love Justin Verlander. He's our guy. That was all overblown. You guys overblew it. The media, I was hacked. It was.
You hacked him.
Yeah.
You're the one that brought it up.
There's no question.
Who did you hack?
I was the one that hacked him. you know, you guys overblown. It was overblown. We love Justin Verlander. Never thought he was coming back. Never thought we'd be in this situation, but we are now, and it's just fine because he's our guy. You say that the Astros are going to sign Carlos Correa. Do you think,
I think there's
with
a
Lance
chance he could be a
McCullers
one-year
gone?
deal, yeah. What's that?
Do you think with Lance McCullers gone that it's that they're more likely to sign Correa because they need more bats, or is it a cautionary tale against throwing a big contract at a guy who has a history of injuries?
Ironically, I think they look to sign him to the 1-year deal. We know Scott Boras is probably waiting for the big deal next year where he gets all the commission. But I also think it means that I think ironically this is linked to Justin Verlander. When you re-upped with Verlander, you basically extended that window. And I'm sure they thought Lance McCullers would be back. We'll find out what happens with Lance McCullers. But you still have a good pitching staff, and I think the Astros say, yeah. I mean, we'd rather have Carlos for 1 year, even if it's a lame duck year, than not have him for this year, because with Carlos, we got a better chance to win. We have Justin Verlander coming back. Let's give it a go again. So if you have a chance to pay Carlos good money for 1 year and stick around 1 year or let another team do it, I'd rather the Astros do it.